Chapter 7. Abraxas Chicken Farm. On the drive home, I ranted to Mom about everything. That had happened with Demian. She listened quietly until I finished, wearing a gentle smile the whole time. Then, she said,
"How about visiting my best friend this weekend?"
We arrived at the far edge of the community to which our school belongs. There, a glowing sign hovered above a cluster of crystals. We approached.
Oh my, I'll be right there.
Beyond it, a farm unlike anything I had ever seen. Glass-domed chicken houses stretched across the fields like a giant honeycomb. Drones drifted through the sky overhead. Humanoids moved across the ground. In the distance, something shaped like a giant egg glided toward us. It moved as smoothly as a sled crossing ice. When it stopped, a woman emerged from it. She wore a straw hat and a dress that made her look like a vintage doll. Somehow, she seemed to brighten everything around her. She was mysterious and beautiful. Her kind eyes began to fill with tears.
Welcome.
But what caught my attention were the strange green lights flickering across her glasses. She hugged Mom, Bodhi, and me. Then she looked toward a humanoid standing nearby and murmured something. The humanoid immediately walked over.
Car keys.
Mom handed it the car keys. Without another word, it climbed into our car and drove it away. We climbed into the giant egg-shaped vehicle. It carried us across the farm toward Eva's house. At the very edge of the farm, where a vast snow-covered mountain disappeared into the mist, her house finally came into view. Calling it a house didn't feel right. It looked more like part of the rock face itself. At the entrance, a giant crystal rose up from the roof, clear as ice, reaching toward the sky. Inside, towering crystal walls rose above us. I stood there, lost in it, wondering who Eva really was. Mom and Eva sat together drinking tea and catching up on each other's lives. Bodhi and I ate a cake Eva served us. It was shaped like a chick hatching from an egg. Dense and eggy, not very sweet, a little lemon bitter, but somehow it was good.
You achieved your dream.
A lot has changed since you left. Have you visited your uncle?
Mom quietly shook her head. Then, she stood up.
Show me the farm. Your reincarnation system.
So, we went outside. Eva pointed toward a gigantic silver dome.
That dome powers the entire community with chicken manure.
Seeing my confused expression, she laughed.
Inside, billions of microorganisms eat the manure and digest it. The gas they produce is collected and used to spin turbines that generate electricity.
She pointed toward rows of vegetables growing nearby.
And what's left becomes the perfect fertilizer for organic crops. Humans and chickens eat those vegetables. Everything comes full circle.
I stared at her.
Wait, that means I'm made of chicken poop?
Above us, drones crossed the sky.
Those drones help monitor every chicken. They know where each one is, how it's doing, all through its unique signal. And together with the humanoids, they even help regulate the chicken's cortisol levels.
We entered the chicken coop. Inside, humanoids were caring for both chickens and eggs. One humanoid was gently holding a chicken in its arms while humming something that sounded like a lullaby. The chicken rested quietly with its eyes closed. The scene reminded me of Mary holding baby Jesus. I couldn't tell why, but I couldn't look away. And I found myself wondering, what is the difference between a human and a humanoid? What is love? Then I noticed someone crouching nearby, completely absorbed in something.
the bird fights its way out of the egg.
He murmured while examining an egg.
Shovel boy?
Oh, Santa girl.
Christina, this is my son, Demian.
My jaw dropped. Her son? This guy? A grin spread across his face.
Welcome to Abraxas.